What is going on, YouTube? Welcome back. Hope you guys had a awesome Thanksgiving. And today's video, we're going to look at top 5 mods that you need to install whenever you install BeamNG Drive. So let's say you just got a fresh copy of BeamNG Drive and you need some mods and you don't know which one to get. And so I'm making this video. It's going to be a multi-part series, so there's definitely going to be 5 more pretty soon. So let's get right into it. I'm here at the test facility garage that I have set up. This is a nice little test arena. So the first mod, if you have dabbled in fixing your engine, adding turbos, doing things like that, you'll notice that some engines are very limited on what type of turbos you can get, how that performs, and even like adjusting boosts, like something so simple you can't really do on some vehicles. So this mod adds the ability for you to add either a supercharger, right, turbocharger, or twin turbocharge. And so that gives you the flexibility of adding any type of forced induction to your vehicle. So the turbocharge everything, or the twin charge everything, and the turbo everything mod is one mod, and then the superchargers mod is another mod. So we can look at the turbo everything. What you'll do is you'll hit add modification, hit apply. You can also do it through the license plate. I think that's an option too. That was added recently in an update. So if the additional modifications isn't a thing, you can do it in the license plate. But you come down here, now it's an additional modification. So you click the things, and this off the bat is already awesome. So you can add an ultra radiator that's never going to overheat on you when you're doing the things. The indestructible long block literally just means that it's an engine that's never going to blow up no matter what you do to it, unless, you know, obviously you crash it into a wall. But and these are the different types of turbos and whatnot. So obviously I don't really know like how much, you know, these make a difference, and that's something that you guys can like play around with. Like, this is a custom single turbo. You can do a big single turbo, a compound turbocharger, quad turbos, sequential turbo, single turbo, a small compound. So yeah, there's definitely hours and hours of tweaking and messing around with this. So this is the cool part. So when you add a turbo, right, and you hit apply, if you don't have it turned off like I do, and then now you have the options for the turbo. So that's just crazy how like detailed this mod is. Like, you can choose from the turbo, and then now you have to choose the ball bearings. You can just leave that stock. The compressor wheel, you can get that, you know, and you have to mess around with this. And this mod works for all stock vehicles. So if the vehicle is an endgame vehicle, like a vanilla vehicle, it will work. I know on some mod vehicles it works as well. It just depends on the modder and how they created their mod. But here you can do stock wastegate. So you can do, we can do by controller, because then that means we can adjust the boost, how much boost. And then you can change the blow off valve types, like the noises, the turbo sounds. It's a really detailed mod, and it's honestly crazy. So after you hit apply and your car is reloaded, and you can go into tuning, right? If depending on how you set everything up. So here is the turbo wastegate. So we can just go to 250 pounds. Jeez. We'll just hit apply to make sure that saves. So a cool thing too, even if you didn't want to use the turbo functionality of this, it also adds a really nice engine engine customization options. So you can change the engine idle, you can change the idle roughness. So this is how I add it, like struggles and idle. So here you can see that I've put idle roughness to 3000, and you can see just how bad this thing is. Like, you can see the car shaking. I'm pretty sure it sounds like it's wanting to die too. I can't really hear it. Yeah, it sounds pretty bad. So we can put that back down to 0. And this is black smoke. This is a nice way to imitate diesel vehicles. You can add this to make the vehicle like roll coal. I like doing it. See, it kind of like gives that smoke effect. I think if the engine's under load, it actually like does more. Oh my gosh, that 250 pounds is pretty crazy. Okay, yeah, the smoke is pretty, it's there. It smokes a lot more than regular vehicles, but we can just test drive this. This thing will never hit 250 pounds. We'll probably have to take this car to take it to like a flat like grid map or something, because you won't be able to hit 250 pounds on this setup. So you can change things around. It's very, very customizable. The Supercharger mod is not as detailed as the Turbocharger one, but it kind of does the same thing. You can add superchargers to any of the vehicles, any of the vanilla game vehicles. So I highly recommend this mod. It's definitely a mod that whenever I have to reinstall BeamNG for whatever reason, or when I got a new computer and I had to reinstall and I didn't have any of my old mods, it was definitely one that I had to reinstall immediately because I love this thing. So this is another example too. I'm in the bow line now, and now you can see that there's no supercharge option. So there's only turbocharge and twin turbocharge. So every vehicle is different, but I kind of put the supercharger mod and the turbocharger mod together because they're kind of like forced induction. So the supercharger mod is pretty nice as well. I will show you guys real quick just so you guys can get a little sneak peek. I don't think it's as in depth as the supercharger one, or the turbocharger, I'm sorry. But it definitely does the job. So here's the routes. I think we can come into here. So the vehicle has a carburetor, so it's kind of frowned upon to put a supercharger on, but I guess it works in BeamNG. Another thing too, for the turbocharger and supercharger mod, the actual model doesn't show up sometimes. So I know on some vehicles, don't quote me on this, but some vehicles, if you do add like a supercharger or a turbocharger, there'll actually be like a supercharger or a turbocharger added, kind of like it was in the legit game. But I don't think in this instant that's a thing. But we have the supercharger on 20 pounds, a gear ratio of 1. I don't think I really know what that means. So yeah, you can definitely hear it. The thing is, now we don't have an indestructible engine, so I definitely gonna have to tune this bad boy down because I will immediately blow. So we'll do 5 pounds of boost. Let's see how it does. Yeah, 5 pounds of boost is already pretty crazy. Oh my gosh. How this engine hasn't blown up is beyond me. I am one wheel peeling right now. Let me see if I can initiate the drift. Nope, no shot. No shot whatsoever. Okay. Hey, but it works. Alright, so definitely play around with this mod. You would spend hours working on configurations and just having so much fun with this thing. I absolutely love it. Alright, let's move on to the next one. Alright, the next mod is the Stambecco. No, just playing. It's already here. This is the Flood mod. So the Flood mod is actually a really awesome mod. It adds an UI that you can control the Flood mod. So if you watch a lot of YouTube and you see those people do the Flood mod escape challenges, I think I've done a few as well. This is how they do it. You have the, you can adjust the speed, so how fast it goes up. I don't know. I guess we can kind of run around the city. It definitely works in most maps. Oh yeah, look, there it is. So yeah, now the water is rising. So in this, you can control speed, if it's raining, if the flood with rain, if it's decreasing instead of increasing the limit. So if you limit it, it will stop at a certain point. It won't go even past that. You can adjust the time and stuff, and then also you can add rain. So yeah, that's pretty awesome. I mean, the Flood mod controller is pretty easy to use. One thing that always confused me is if you download the Flood Escape Crater map, it tells you to like do these numbers, but this can only go to 1, right? And like on the thing it says like if you want like normal speed is 3. So what you just do is you hit Control click, and that lets you choose whatever number. So if you do 6, right? That's 6. Obviously this thing doesn't go to 6, but if you enable it, see how fast it's going? Well, let me reverse it. When you do install it, I don't remember the default keys, but what I did is if you go to your control links and you just look up Flood, the Flood UI, you can just program to any key. And I did K because it's just easier for me to hit, you know, oh wait. It's easier for me to just hit K, pops up, pops out. I think you can do that too and kind of hide it in the corner when you're playing. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the Flood mod. Okay, so the next mod is definitely optional for me. I don't always use this mod, but when I do, I absolutely love it. So The stambecco is a very controversial vehicle in this game for whatever reason. I honestly love it. I love its stock. I love the slowness of it. It's a very capable vehicle, so anything I throw at it, it can do it, which makes it very unique in that aspect. But I do wish like some things it did have, like faster engine, faster transmission, and stuff like that. And that's what this adds. That's why I think it's included in this, because any other vehicle, you know, these mods add turbochargers and make it even faster than normal vehicles are. But this stambecco doesn't really have much customizability. Like it's very, I guess, underdeveloped, I would say, for a more recent vehicle. But either way, I digress. So these two mods that we're looking at, I will show you guys in a second. Okay, the first mod adds the Gooseneck uplift ability for the stambecco. So this just lets you use the new trailers in the 0.30 update, which obviously makes so much more sense because something this powerful definitely needs to have a gooseneck capability. I mean, that's just a given. So as you can see, that they were towing like it looked like they were towing a T-series. And the next mod I highly recommend is the stambecco pack. So now this mod adds racing gearbox, upgraded diesel engine, superchargers for the petrol engine, a new body, a fifth wheel, and much more configurations. So this has this is an off-road edition. It has a fifth wheel, so you can literally add the T-series trailers, not the gooseneck trailers. So keep that in mind. This is the T-series trailer. So I mean, that's amazing. That's exactly what the stambecco needed. Let me show you all the different configurations. This is one I pre-built before the video, just so I didn't have to do it during the video. But you can see that there's the race versions, there's the fifth wheel version. This is another mod, don't worry about that one. I think these are the stock. This one and this one is the stock race versions, you know, in game, the rally versions. Yeah, they don't even call them race versions. But if you get something like this one with the truck bed attachment, you can come over here, go into your vehicle configs. You can either look up, you know, gooseneck, or you can just find it if you're that guy. Let me see. Yeah, there you go. Uplift or upfit. I'm sorry. So you can do the gooseneck hitch, and so it lets you tow any of the gooseneckers, you know. And I'm sure there's more mods to come that implements the gooseneck ability. So that's definitely something that you can, you know, still use the stambecco for. Like, I feel like it's the perfect tow rig, and I'm like waiting for my remote to connect, and I'm like slowly drifting away. Let me see if I can back into this and just show you how clean it looks. Alright, gonna hook on there. Let's see if we can make this turn. I got all the diffs open, so there you go. There it is. That's the stambecco for you. I mean, this thing with the trailer, dude, this thing is fast too. Sorry, I pulled out. I'm sorry. I'm gonna show you how fast this thing is. Keep in mind, I've done upgrades to the engine, so it's the faster engine. I mean, for something like this is pretty fast. Obviously, a D series would smoke this thing, but this thing is pretty heavy to be driving this fast. So let me slow down. I am being pursued, which is lovely. You love to see it. Let's head back to the garage and we can go over one of the last mods. Okay, for the next mod, I have to show you a demonstration. When we put this stambecco in park, let's tab over to the trailer. All right, as this trailer is coming down, I will get the next vehicle ready. All right, so with the implementation of these new trailers that we got in BeamNG Drive, oh, this thing is busted. It's kind of not really low car friendly. So this is the Bolide. Probably one of the, if not the lowest vehicle. No, I'm sure there's lower. But this is a pretty steep boy. No, that one clears it actually. That's a bad example. Let me see. Yeah, that one does it. I mean, that pretty much. That's actually pretty good. This is a bad example. Let me find a better one. Give me a second. All right, let me see if this one. This is lowered, but I don't know if it's low boy. You know what I mean? That front lip may be an issue, but no, it's actually really good. Okay, I obviously didn't prepare enough for this, so just give me a moment. All right, I try to keep it lore friendly, so I got the Lansdale here. See if this one is still okay. All right, good example. Great. So as you can see, our pimped up minivan is not quite high enough for the new trailers. Now, obviously, it's a 1 in a million chance that these trailers will ever be something like this. But if you're trying to keep it realistic, you know, or if you're just trying to tow something without damaging it, which is also very, geez, I can't even force this thing up here. At least I have rear wheel drive. Let's try again. There it is. Oh wow, okay. That's the front diffuser is in the back diffuser area now, so that's good. That's what you want. So as you can see, this thing is pretty high. The next mod is going to be the bag trailer mod. Now I've had this mod installed for about 4 to 5 years now. This thing is an old mod, but it still works beautifully. This is the OG trailer that I used to use before these new trailers came around. It's the undefeated champ of the BeamNG trailers, and you cannot change my mind. This trailer will fit any vehicle you put in it. So there's some buttons here that you can kind of change everything. So if you hit Shift O, right, it's gonna lower everything. This thing is gonna be slammed. Okay, now obviously if you're using like a D series, the nose would be a little bit lower. Or if you had a trailer or a vehicle with a hitch that can go down a little bit further, the trailer would be kind of, you know, a little bit lower, but this is still pretty adequate. Okay, let's move our Lansdale over and see how well this thing goes. All right, so this is the moment of truth. Oh no, the license plate is what's there it is. Ooh, that's a perfect fit. Okay, so now let's hop back onto the trailer. Let me see if I can do this. Yep, I can. So we can do max height. Let's see what max height is. Okay, it's not bad. Let's do default. Okay, I think for this scenario, let's increase the front. So we're gonna do Shift U. Oh no, we want to increase the rear. Shift Y. I think we'll just do full lift, because this van is kind of heavy. So pretty much you can fit. Oh, what the heck? It bounced up pretty high. All right, let's see how this stambecco does pulling this thing. Definitely the ideal setup for this would be the gooseneck trailer, but the back trailer is so good. The back trailer is OG. You can't beat it. Let's do a little quick crash test. It handles it very well. Let's just do full speed. Oh, look at that. Look at the, okay, nope, we're done for.